Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, before we get started, I like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikakadash, and double honors to those great millstone Atlantis truth, and also to the Hufilet that's scattered abroad. I like to say shalom and come back here today with another great powerful lesson through the spirit and the power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So the title of today's lesson is Survival in Times of Trouble. So I like to say shalom to all our listeners. Hope this will help you today and guide you back in the path of righteousness and back to your true power, which in fact is Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So that everybody there, it will be the survival of the fittest. And who is the fittest? The elect, the house of David. And everybody there, the Lord will protect us, in the secret place, in his pavilion. And everybody with this what? With this wisdom and knowledge and this understanding. And everybody, the Lord already have that great remedy that he's coming back for. The 1/3. And everybody, we constantly doing his will each and every day. We seeing all the signs of the times of here. We seeing that, that the fires are all over the place. And everybody, extreme heat. A lot of people are dying from heat exhaustion. And everybody, that is spirit of the Lord has moved through the earth. And everybody, the Lord is scorching this place, with that heat. And everybody, it's only going to get worse and worse. And everybody, we keep hearing rumors of wars all over the place. World War III, we're at the brink of it. And everybody, he said that Russia was getting ready to cut Germany off, for all the natural gas, so a lot of things are coming down the pipeline. All hell is getting ready to break loose. And everybody, how will you survive in that time of trouble? And everybody, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, he is the only way and the only answer. And everybody, he said he will deliver us. He will protect us in those times of trouble. And also, the Lord is getting ready to lift up that standard. That supernatural intervention is getting ready to come into play. So that everybody, we cannot wait. How long, oh Lord? We asking the Lord to deliver us and protect us. And everybody, survival in times of trouble is the title of the day lesson. So before we get started, I got a few little video clips. And that's the video clips. Put a few precepts around, and I hope that you get edified by the lesson today. So now we can start with the first video. One moment.
What's up, fam? In case y'all haven't been paying attention, shit is getting hectic over there. Israel getting ready to raid Iran. China acting a fool. Right? Europe getting ready to shut off gas and oil. Everybody, every other country has said that World War III has started except this place. Why? Why haven't they said that World War III has started? Every other country is flexing their muscle. Shit finna hit the fan, people. Shit fixing to hit the fan. China is acting a big fool. You ain't paying attention to the times. You got family members out there acting a fool, doing like they was in the days of Noah. You better set them straight, because when shit pops off, everybody's gonna be running around with chickens like without a head. Y'all got to understand what is going on. This ain't.
You're never responsible for unauthorized.
This isn't time to act like nothing's going on, people. I mean, what are y'all doing? Are y'all not paying attention? Are y'all not in that book? Are y'all not aware of the times that we're in?
And so much more.
I honestly do believe we're fixing to hit that sixth seal.
More places, more savings.
No,
So your
we're fixing to hit that time.
versus the other.
And then what comes after that?
Raise the price of your rate plan.
Yeah.
Price
Come on, people. Y'all got to wake up. You got your kids out there in the club and doing this, that, and then whatnot, the third. Come on, man. You don't know when they're going to come over here. Your kids can be out there in the street at the club doing whatever, and boom, here come them bombs. And here come them people in the streets. Come on, y'all got to wake up to what's going on, people. Y'all got to wake up to what is going on. Peace and blessings.
All right, have another one.
Tonight, wildfires are ripping through Europe and parts of northern Africa. In Spain, 17 fires are raging across the country, and thousands are frantically fleeing their homes. This woman saying she's devastated. So far, nearly 400 people have died from the extreme heat as temperatures hit 114 degrees. It's a desperate effort for first responders, working quickly to save lives and homes as neighbors rush to evacuate.
Once you can feel the intensity of the heat and the wind, that's it.
A similar scene in France, where fires are intensifying. 25,000 acres are burning near the famed wine region of Bordeaux. Police going door to door, getting residents out before it's too late. So far, the country's seeing some 12,000 evacuations. The deadly heat wave that's gripping Europe comes at the height of the summer tourist season. In the United Kingdom, a crisis situation in a country where most live without air conditioning. Government officials holding an emergency meeting today.
Hello, it's Friday the 22nd of July 2050.
2 years ago, the UK's National Weather Agency put out this forecast to warn about climate change.
Much of England and Wales, highs will be around 40 Celsius.
That eerie prediction is set to come true nearly 3 decades early. The UK is set to hit 40 degrees Celsius, which is 104 degrees Fahrenheit, this coming week. Jose? Tonight, wildfires are
What up, guys? What up, TikTok? Look, there's no doubt that Russia and China is in Guatemala. Everything in me tells me they're going to invade us. Okay, that's the Holy Spirit included. There's a whole lot of Russian and Chinese activity in Guatemala, and our government ain't saying nothing. They want the attack. It looks like. Everybody better buckle up and get ready. I mean, whatever you got to do, supplies. If we go to war, the power grid's going off, I can tell you that. And a whole lot of other confusion, ain't no telling. But it's definitely happening over there, so get your house in order, man. Pray, get your supplies ready. And if you got a place to get out of those cities, man, I'm telling you, I do everything I can. If you ain't got the money and the resources, I don't understand. But if you do, you better spend it and get out of there. I would think. I know the Lord's going to take care of His. I know. But the way the Revelation 20 reads, as they surround the camp of the saints, as they get in position, for the final Magog and Gog war, God's going to send meteorites down. So it looks like they're going to come and we're going to go right up. So the Lord's definitely close. This is really good news for Christians. I mean, we're fixing to see our Lord. We're going to meet our God face to face. Amen. Hallelujah.
Okay, I have another.
God,
Here, Australia has approved the license application from big pharma company PaxVax, that's PaxVax, that will allow them to intentionally release a GMO vaccine consisting of live bacteria into Queensland via chemtrails. The Office of the Gene Technology Regulator, the OGTR, says that the vaccine qualifies as a limited and controlled release under Section 50A of the Gene Technology Act of 2000. Australia has approved the license application from big pharma company PaxVax, that's PaxVax, that will allow them to intentionally release a GMO vaccine consisting of
Hope you enjoyed the videos, but added about is that, we're upon these troubling times, and added about is that, seeing, the fires are all over the place. We're seeing the rumors of war, World War III, at the brink of World War III, seeing that China and Russia troops are down in Guatemala, down in South America, and added about Panama, and added about it, the Ezekiel chapter 38 war is getting ready to come into play. You know what I'm saying? So that about it, survival in a time of trouble is what? In this wisdom and knowledge. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. And I about it, if the Lord is not dealing with you, you're going to be destroyed. So we read upon judgment, and I about it that, the Lord is getting ready to bring it. And I about it, we're living in these times, real time, survival in times of trouble. And I about the great day of the Lord is fast approaching. And we constantly warning you left and right. You're seeing what the enemy are doing. You know what I'm saying? Food shortage. You know what I'm saying? Supply chain lines are breaking down. We're hearing about the economy is constantly plunging. You know what I'm saying? The end of the dollar. A lot of people are leaving America. The one that, you know what I'm saying, these heathens, they're getting out of America, going back into the other country because they knowing that this place is finished. And this place is getting ready to be destroyed. This place is getting ready to be invaded. Get invaded by what China and Russia troops. And we're constantly constantly warning you left and right. And in that first video, man was saying that, how people are not paying attention, not considering, a lot of people out here are having a good time twerking and out about it. You don't know what time we're in at any given moment. All hell can break loose at any given time. And out about because we're living in these times, real time, survival in times of trouble. So we get started. In that last video. I can't talk on it too much, but that is about it. You seeing what these devils are trying to do. They spraying all sorts of chemtrails, all sorts of, that in the air. And out about that hokey pokey. And out about a lot of these things are coming into play. Revelation chapter 13, a lot of things coming down the pipeline. Revelation chapter 3 and verse 10, the hour of temptation right upon Jacob's trouble. We constantly warning you left and right, even though we sound like a broken record, but these are the times that we're living in. So the title of today's lesson, once again, is Survival in Times of Trouble. So we'll open up in the book of Luke chapter 21, just a quick lesson through the Spirit. Luke chapter 21, and we'll start at verse 34, and it reads, "And take heed to yourself, lest at any time your heart be overcharged with servitude and drunkenness and cares of this life, and so that the day come upon you unawares." Verse 35, "For as a snare shall it come, and all them that dwell on the face of the earth, of the whole earth." So that everybody, so a lot of people are going to get snared, going to get trapped because they still have that mindset. They still got the mortal thought. They still thinking that they're a good case. And everybody, it's all of a sudden in thy security. And everybody, all hell is getting ready to break loose. He's seeing all the trouble that's going on in the world, all this chaos. And everybody, the Lord is moving the chess pieces around. And everybody, we're right upon judgment. And everybody, and great death, great destruction, great desolation is right upon it. In the middle of the Lord, we constantly warn you left and right. But a lot of people are not considering, still are going on in the ways of the world. And everybody, not thinking about the true power. And everybody, that we're right at the end. And everybody, and all hell is getting ready to break loose. Survival in times of trouble. So now, let's start back up. Luke chapter 21, we'll start back up at verse 36. And it reads, "Watch ye therefore, and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things that shall come to pass, and to stand before the Son of Man," Yahweh Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So that we must always be watching, always must be praying, knowing what time that we're living in. And a lot of the truth there, they're constantly doing wickedly each and every day. But the wise will understand, the elect, the house of the day. We constantly warn you left and right, even though that we are sounding like a broken record. But we're going to constantly do the will of Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, survival in times of trouble. Wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of the time. So we got to hold fast what we have. We must meditate day and night. And everybody, we must put all our cares upon who? Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. And the Lord said he will help us. He will deliver us in those times of trouble. All we must do is trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So now, let's get another quick precept before we open up. Let's go to St. John's. One moment. St. John chapter 16. St. John chapter 16 and verse 33. St. John chapter 16 and verse 33. And it reads, "These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world." So that about we knowing that we're going to go through all of these fiery trials. We knowing that we get ready to go through a time of trouble that we've never seen before. But the Lord said, be of good cheer. And I about take it cheerfully. And I about be a good soldier. And I about, and constantly walk in the paths of righteousness. The Lord has overcome. We shall overcome. The victory is ours. The kingdom of heaven, it is at hand. So now, let's go to 2 Ezra chapter 15. One moment. 2 Ezra chapter 15. Just a quick lesson through the Spirit. 2 Ezra chapter 15, and we'll start up at verse 14. 2 Ezra chapter 15 and verse 14. One moment. And it reads, it said, "Woe to the world and them that dwell therein." Verse 15, "For the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." Verse 16, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power." So that everybody, we're right upon that time. We're seeing that, they are setting up down in the South America, in Guatemala, Venezuela, you know what I'm saying? And also the Panama Canal and everybody, everything is lining up like clockwork. You know what I'm saying? A great multitude is kindled around us. You know what I'm saying? And constantly devising their evil plans, but that is about they would not be able to form it. And that is about, so it would be sedition among men invading one another. So they're not going to care for anyone. You know what I'm saying? They're going to be a straight slaughter. They come in like madmen. And that is about we would not regard your government. You would not regard the police. You would not regard the FBI, none of those government officials. You know what I'm saying? It will be a thing of the past. It'd be a lawless time. And I about the survivor in the times of trouble. And I about if you're not marked for salvation, you're marked for death. And I about we constantly warning you left and right. And I about survivor in times of trouble. Because we're right upon that time. And I about the enemy is getting ready to strike. So when the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord is getting ready to lift up that stand. And I about we constantly warning you left and right. But a lot of people still are not believe. Oh, America's not going to get invaded by China and Russia. And I about all these things have been prophesied. You know what I'm saying? Biblically prophesied. And prophecy are constantly just popping off the page. And also the end is being manifest left and right. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 15, and we'll start back up at verse 17. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Verse 18, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, and the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. Verse 19, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulation. So they already talking about a food shortage, already talking about, that there will be rolling blackouts. You know what I'm saying? A water shortage. So, so the idea about it is, so that time of trouble is right upon us. And that about the men of the Lord, we constantly warning you left and right. Cyber attacks. So, so it's going to be great confusion, great death, great destruction. And that about it, when the food is no longer here, and that about you cannot get the necessities that you need, it's going to be, all assault, all hell on earth. And that about a lot of people going to be bugged out of their mind. A lot of people going to be robbing, stealing, and killing. And that about it, who can save you? And the only one can save you is Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. And that about he is the truth, the way, and the life. And that about survivor in the times of trouble. And that about you must be stable, have that stable mind, that right mindset when these things come upon us. And that about a lot of people are still playing games, are still thinking that they have time. We have run out of time. Great tribulation is right upon it. And that about it, that the only way you will survive is the Lord is with you, the house of David, the elect, the one that he's coming back for. So now, let's go to 2nd Ezra chapter 16. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 36. 2nd Ezra chapter 16, and we'll start up at verse 36. And it said, behold, the word of the Lord, receive it, believe not the gods of whom the Lord spoke. Verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. So that everybody, you seeing it, you seeing that, what I'm saying, this extreme weather, what I'm saying, we seeing that it's getting hotter. And everybody, we seeing that fires are all across the world. And everybody, the Lord is moving the chess pieces around. You know what I'm saying? He's bringing that righteous judgment. And everybody, we're right upon that time. And also, you're seeing that all these heathen nations are bucking up against one another. And also, they are hating the whore. And everybody, they're constantly devising a plan to come up against the whore. And everybody, you know what I'm saying? This place is getting ready to be destroyed with fervent heat. So them IBCM missiles are getting ready to fly. And that about World War III, we read at the beginning of it. And that about a lot of people still are not believing, don't have the faith. And that about still are walking in the congregation of the dead. And that about that great death and great destruction right upon you. And that about a lot of people still will not get it until the missiles go to fly. And that about it, if you're not getting beamed up, you're getting ready to get burnt up. And that about it, we constantly warning you left and right. That second death is coming closer and closer. And also, the great and glorious return of Yahweh by Hashem Yahweh Shai. He's very close. Woo, we can feel it. And out about we cannot wait. How long, oh Lord? And out about we ready to get out of this lower state and get back in our first state. Be with our Lord and Savior forever and forever. The kingdom of heaven, it is at hand. So now let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16 and verse 38. And it reads, and as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son, and 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Verse 39, even so shall not the plagues be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. So that everybody, you know, that time of trouble is coming. And I about that all of a sudden in thy security. A lot of people still think that they're a good case, not consider, you know what I'm saying? Yet they have liberty. But that about they constantly choose their own way, want to go in the ways of the world. You know what I'm saying? Leaning on their own understanding, not leaning on Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Let him direct your path. And that about that's the only way you will survive. And that about is that, you know, a lot of people are getting ready to die in a great number. The majority of Israel, the 2/3, and that about they was that rebellious house that did not want to return, constantly playing game, constantly out in these streets each and every night, not giving praises to their true power, not praying, watching and being sold. And that about this time of trouble is all around on every side. And that about it, you know what I'm saying, the birth pains, you know what I'm saying, Jacob and Esau, we're at the end, you know what I'm saying, and we're in a transition of power. Our people are not paying any attention. And that about the enemies getting ready to strike. And that about you getting ready to be destroyed. And that about survival in times of trouble. So now, let's start back up. 2nd Ezra chapter 16. We'll start back up one moment at verse 40. And it reads, O my people, hear my words. Make you ready to thy battle. And in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth. So that about the Lord is going to protect us. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The one that is the fittest, the one that have the mindset, the elect. And that about wherever the Spirit lead us in that time of trouble, the Lord will activate us, you know, and let us know it's time to go. And that about the Lord said, my servants shall eat, they shall be hungry. And that about it, you know, so the Lord is going to protect us in ways that we do not know how. All we must do is keep pushing all the way to the finish line. The Lord has overcome and we shall overcome. The victory is ours. And that about that we cannot wait. We are here, survivor in times of trouble. And that time of trouble is what? Jacob's trouble is right upon him, the beginning of sorrow. So now, let's start up. And also, you know, when that time of trouble comes, we will be moving from place to place, you know, wherever the Spirit leads us. And that about the Lord is going to provide for us. He said he will help us. He will deliver us. And that about it, woo, the Lord, all we must do is constantly trust and believe in him. Constantly let him direct our path each and every day. So the Lord has got his hands on the elect. And that about we cannot wait. So the great day of the Lord is fast approaching. And our salvation is very close than we yet believe. So now, let's go to Psalms chapter. No, let's get a quick precept. Let's go to James chapter 1. Let's go to James chapter 1, one moment. James chapter 1 and verse 12. James chapter 1 and verse 12. And it reads that blessed is the man that endures temptation. For when he is tried, he shall receive a crown of life, which the Lord has promised to them that love him. And that about who love him. That is the elect. Who fear the Lord? The elect. And that about the house of David. And that about it, you know what I'm saying? Even though we knowing that we going to get tried, you know, go through these levels of adversity, that straight gate. But in the end, we're waiting on that crown of life, immortality, rulership, spiritual power is right around the corner. So that about we are truly blessed to be in this great wisdom and knowledge. So now let's let's go back to the lesson. Let's go to Psalm chapter 27. One moment. Psalm chapter 27. One moment. Psalm chapter 27, and we'll start at the top. Psalm chapter 27, and we'll start at verse 1. And it reads, the Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? The Lord is the strength of my life. Of whom shall I be afraid? Verse 2, when the wicked, even my enemies, and my foe came upon me to eat up my flesh, they stumble and fail. Verse 3, though a host shall encamp against me, my heart shall not fear. Though war should rise against me, in this will I be confident. And out about we're confident because that about we knowing that the Lord will protect us and will deliver us. And out about the Lord is our shield and our buckler. And out about we cannot wait. The Lord will provide for us. And out about and the Lord is getting ready to deliver us in great glory and great power. Woo, we cannot wait. So now let's start back up. Psalm chapter 27, so like, and we'll start back up at verse 4. One thing have I desired of the Lord, that will I seek after, that I may dwell in the house of the Lord all the days of my life, to behold the beauty of the Lord and to inquire in his temple. Verse 5, for in the time of trouble he shall hide me in his provision. pavilion, so like in the secret of his tabernacle shall he hide me. He shall set me up upon a rock. Verse 6, and now shall my head be lifted up above my enemies round about me. Therefore will I offer in his tabernacle sacrifice of joy. I will sing, yea, I will sing praises unto the Lord. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Brakatha Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. The water, Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. Lord, how long, O Lord? And everybody here, we praising the Lord right now. The Lord is raising up the house of David. And everybody, he's setting things back into order. And everybody, the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. And everybody, survival in times of trouble. Meditate day and night in his great wisdom and not hold fast what you have. And everybody, the Lord is getting ready to return. He said, I will come like a thief in the night. So a lot of people are going to get trapped and they're going to get snared up because they still are walking in the ways of this world. And they still have the wrong mindset. And said, the Lord said the wisdom of this world is foolishness to him. And said, you know what I'm saying? If you don't have this great wisdom and not this understanding, and that will lead you to the kingdom of heaven, then you will be totally destroyed. So that light is shining in us each and every day. We're standing on our feet and we're standing on fire for Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. So now, let's get us one more quick precept before we close out. Let's go to Romans chapter 8. One moment. Romans chapter 8 and verse 18. One moment. And it reads, for I reckon that the suffering of this present time are not worthy to be compared with the glory which shall be revealed in us. And that's what we're waiting on. You know what I'm saying? We're waiting on that immortality, that rulership, that spiritual power, waiting on our Lord and Savior to put us in the new bodies. Woo! We cannot wait. And everybody, you know, even though we knowing that the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work, we knowing that the Lord is getting ready to lay down many. You know what I'm saying? The body count is getting ready to be great, but through much tribulation, we shall enter the kingdom of heaven. And we're not worried about this little light affliction because we know that a far greater, you know what I'm saying, a weight of glory is coming. The kingdom of heaven. Our salvation is very close. Look up. Our redemption draws nearer and nearer. We are here. It is at the door. And out about the middle of the Lord, we're constantly sighing and crying left and right. And out about it, the Lord is coming. And out about it will be no more talking. So now, Romans chapter 8, and we'll drop down to verse. Let's get one more verse out of here. Let's drop down to verse 31. Romans chapter 8 and verse 31. And it reads, what shall we then say to these things? If the Lord be with us, who can be against us? Who can be against us? Because no one can prevail against Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. He is the only way and the only answer. He will deliver us and he will protect us in that time of trouble. Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord is getting ready to return. Woo! We cannot wait. Survival in the time of trouble. And the Lord is keeping his hand on the house of David, the elect. And the apple of his eye. And the Lord is getting ready to do a mighty work. So now, let's go to our last and final strip. Let's go to Psalm chapter 91. I love this chapter. We probably wind up reading the whole chapter and we'll close out. Psalm chapter 91. One moment. Psalm chapter 91. And we'll start up at verse 1. And it reads, he that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Verse 2, I will say of the Lord, he is my refuge and my fortress, my power, and in him I will trust. Verse 3, surely he shall deliver thee from the snare and the fowler, and from the noosome pestilence. And he going to save her from the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks, and also the heathen nation, and also these 2/3. And the Lord, he going to have that mark on us. And he going to dispatch those angels upon us. And we don't have anything to worry about, but trust and believe in Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh. We will be in that secret place. The Lord is going to move us from place to place. He is with us all the way to the finish line. So now, let's start back up. Psalm chapter 91 and verse 4. And it reads, he shall cover thee with his feathers, and under his wing shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and buckler. Verse 5, thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor for the arrow that flies by day. Verse 6, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor the destruction that wasteth at noonday. Verse 7, 1,000 shall fall at thy side, and 10,000 at thy right hand, but it shall not come near thee. So that everybody's, we seeing all these things that going on in the world, seeing that World War III is getting ready to kick off. We're seeing that fires are all across the world. We're seeing that the extreme heat and everybody. We're seeing that, food shortage, water shortage, you're saying about cyber attacks. We're seeing that, the love of many is waxing cold, and everybody, the wickedness has exceeded, polluted the whole earth. But the Lord said, it shall not come near thee. And everybody, because you know why? Because we trust and believe in Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh, all the way to death. We do not care. And everybody, we knowing that the great dear Lord is fast approaching. And everybody, that righteous kingdom is coming. The kingdom of heaven, it is almost at hand. And everybody, we're not even worried about the IBCM missile. We're not even worried about the so-called white man, the devil that the Bible speaks of. Because the Lord said he is protecting us. It cannot do anything to us. And everybody, survival in times of trouble. So now, let's start back up. Psalm chapter 91, we'll start back up at verse 8. And it reads, only with thy eye shall thy behold and see the reward of the wicked. Woo, we cannot wait. Verse 9, because thou hast made the Lord, which is my refuge, even the Most High, thy habitation. And out about wisdom and knowledge shall be the stability of time, the understanding, a stable mind in these times of trouble. So now, survival in times of trouble. Verse 10, there shall no evil befall thee, neither shall any plagues come near thy dwelling. Verse 11, for he shall give his angel charge over thee, to keep thee in all thy ways. And I about when that time of trouble come, the Lord said, he going to dispatch the angels in that time. It's going to be a time that we have never seen before. When you go to Daniel chapter 12 and verse 1, he will dispatch the archangel Michael. So the Lord is getting ready to step in on our behalf. So we don't have anything to worry about. Keep doing the work. Keep pushing. Keep keeping the faith. And keep rolling in the spirit each and every day. Through the spirit and power of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. The Lord will see us through it all in the kingdom of heaven. It is at hand once again. Woo! So now, Psalm chapter 91, and we'll start back up at verse 12. And it reads, they shall bear thee up in thy hands, lest thou dash thy feet against a stone. Verse 13, thou shalt tread upon the lions and adder, and the young lions, and of the dragons shall thou trample under feet. And that's that spiritual power. It's right around the corner. Verse 14, because he has set his love upon me, therefore will I deliver him. I will set him on high because he has known my name. And who know the Lord's name? The elect, the true believers of Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem, Rekakadash. So now, let's start back up. And we magnify the name of the Lord each and every day. And the Lord is hearing us. And the Lord is getting ready to return. He cannot wait. He is angry with the wicked each and every day. Now, let's start back up. Psalm chapter 91 and verse 15. And it reads, he shall call upon me, and I will answer him. I will be with him in trouble. I will deliver him and honor him. Verse 16, with long life will I satisfy him and show my salvation. And that is to the elect, the house of David. And the Lord is getting ready to honor us. And we're glorifying the Lord right now. When the Lord returns, the Lord is going to glorify us in them new body. Make us what? Rulers. You know what I'm saying? Great rulers over this nation to come. And the kingdom of heaven. And if you're not seeking rulership, then you're seeking death. And the Lord is getting ready to set things back in order. Even though we're seeing all the signs of the time. We're seeing that, all these things that's going on in the world. And we're not even fazed by it. Because the Lord said he will protect us. My servants shall eat, they shall be hungry. My servants shall drink, they shall be thirsty. And that we shall be praising and rejoicing. And in that day, and about 2/3, they will have a vexation of spirit, howling. You know what I'm saying? Because the Lord said, they shall seek me early, but they shall not find. And they will not survive. And all sorts of calamity is getting ready to come upon that rebellious house that did not want to seek Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. And must know the signs of the time. We are here. It is at the door. And we're living in the last day. And the Lord is getting ready to return. And World War III is right upon us. Great death, great destruction. And we're at the beginning of sorrow. Jacob's trouble is right upon us. And it's time to watch, pray, and be sober. So the title of the daily lesson, once again, is Survival in Times of Trouble. So I'd like to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rikakadash. I like to say, Shalom.